Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Boothe review. So today we are reviewing our last Oscar-nominated movie, which is The Joker. So The Joker has been our favorite movie since we've seen it, and this is our front runner for who we think should win.
Yeah.
So
11 nominations.
Amazing. We are so in love with this movie. So the premise of the movie really is the Joker, who is a DC person, right?
DC character, yeah.
So based off of Batman, he's the villain, nemesis of Batman. But this kind of takes place where it seems like it's more realistic. So the first scene of the movie, he's like in this social worker office and he's introduced as Arthur Fleck, which if you read the comics or read the books, like never has there been an Arthur Fleck. So we're already like, this is going to be a little different.
Yeah.
Because he's never really had like a name. So already it's like, where are you going to take us? Because it's going to be somewhere and it's going to be amazing.
I think that's the interesting thing about this movie because it's a story about a character that nobody really knows.
Right.
But like they know of him, but they have no idea where he's from, like what he did in his past really. And then this is the kind of the story that gets us to there. And it's
phenomenal.
It's
It really is. So we were very excited to see this movie.
Yeah.
So we saw it opening night, which was in like October or November.
Mm-hmm.
We have loved it. We saw it like multiple times. It just makes you feel, and that's the thing that we love. So
even if you don't feel right, you start feeling during this movie.
Like he's supposed to be the villain, and this movie doesn't make, like, in the beginning you feel for him because he has this disorder, and so he has it's called like PLC, which is like pathological laughing condition. So like you always know his laugh, like his laugh is his thing.
Yeah.
But in this movie it's more like, so you find out kind of how he got it, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's not really like he wants to have it. It's just a thing that he has, and it kind of ruins his life a little bit.
As you think it would, honestly.
Right.
That's a horrible thing to have, and it's a real thing. And
it really is, and it's like a real thing that people have in like real life, in real world things. And people even said, like, watching, like he portrayed it like amazing. Like
Joaquin Phoenix is another level.
He is
movie.
like this, like the bars, man.
It's one of the best performances of the decade.
He was sensational. We cannot tell you how much we love this movie. It was so good. And I mean, just the scenery, the setting, just like...
Yeah, you're right.
So it takes place in like the early 80s. So it's supposed to kind of be like it feels New Yorkish, like city, but of course it's Gotham.
It's based off,
but it's like based off of New York City. So like it opens with like the garbage strike that went on. So there's like garbage,
which was
in
based
the street,
off a real thing,
right? A real thing, and it's just like how Gotham's going down and how like the city's going down. There's crime everywhere, and Arthur literally says, like, "Is it just me or is the world going crazy?" Yeah. And like you can tell in the movie, like, it's definitely dark, and it's definitely not a normal like DC happy superhero movie.
Or anything, any really superhero. It's different than any comic book movie.
It really, really is. And like I said, like the fluidity is like my thing. Like I need it. This story is so good. It flows so well. I didn't have an issue with any of it.
Yeah, and that comes with some like flashbacks in a way too.
Right. So there are some things, and of course there's twists, and it's been out for a few months, but we still don't want to spoil anything for you because
in case you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen it, please get out under your rock and please go see this movie because this movie is amazing. If we haven't said it enough, we need you to see this and then comment and let us know what you think about it. But this movie was... Again, you feel for him. You're going through this story, and you're just like, oh, this poor man. And then some things come to development, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, that just happened.
The story kind of like
And then you're
makes
like,
different turns in a way
mm-hmm.
with him. Like it kind of turns him upside down.
Yeah, pretty much. It flips him
Yeah.
completely. And then, of course, he turns into the Joker. And then, but you still, honestly, for me, I still wasn't like, oh, he's a bad guy.
You
Bad
weren't
guy.
really terrified of him still because you felt
No.
for him a lot of
Yeah.
that movie. And
It gave him like humanity for me at
yeah,
least. Like he wasn't like I love when people get backstories because then you learn more things about them. And of course, we never know like if this really happened or whatever.
right.
But because we were just looking at another one, like another review, and it makes complete sense. Like it might, if you watch the movie, this might not have really happened. And that makes you think. And that's what I love about this movie because of what they've done. This is like Inception-y
It's clever.
type things going on. Like
Yeah.
it might not be real.
And we talked like some of our favorite movies of the year and some of the that are in these Oscar is in the Oscar showcase. It's all about the cleverness of the script. Really.
Oh yes.
And how clever it is and how it twists things kind of on their heads when you don't really expect it, especially in this movie. And how it's shot too, like how they filmed this movie. It looks like it's from the 80s.
Yes.
And the color's phenomenal. You just feel like you're there, and you feel like you're like right next to this character Arthur Fleck the entire time.
Because like really, you're with him, like you're traveling, you're on this journey with
99% of this movie doesn't leave Arthur.
No,
if you think about it, or Joker, if you will, like it doesn't leave him. Like he's in every scene. There's not a scene really that doesn't have him in it. It's one way or another.
I mean, we keep talking about Joaquin. So Joaquin Phoenix played the Joker. But I mean, there's some big people in here. Like Robert De Niro plays a good part in it. He's not in it too
Murray
much,
Franklin.
But he has a very significant part in this movie. So
for a small role, honestly, this role had more of an impact on me than his lead role in Irishman.
I knew you were gonna say that. But again, if you watch the reviews, we weren't too big fans of the Irishman. But
I mean, think about it. Like
he did so
most
good.
people remember Robert De Niro this year because of that role, right?
I mean, we had them. We had how do you say her name?
Zazie Beetz.
She did phenomenal. So she's Arthur's girlfriend in this movie. Mm-hmm. She did amazing. I loved her.
Spoiler alert. Girlfriend.
Well, you'll see. You'll see. It was in the trailers. It's fine. I didn't spoil anything for you. We have who's Arthur Thomas Wayne. He was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. He's really exceptional too. He was in The Dark Knight. He played one of the senators in there. And what was his name?
I can't find it. That's okay.
He
did really well in it too. He played Thomas Wayne, and then the mom was played by Frances Conroy. She did it was crazy how great she did. So she was also having like a whole big mental issue as well. And that's the thing that I think everybody was super nervous about with this movie is they were so afraid of because they thought this movie was going to have like an uprising of like riots because of like the trailer and everything. This movie just highlights mental illness.
Yeah.
What it could be and how we feel that people that have it to me just made it more of like an awareness, and I think it makes people think about.
I think that's been the overall thing. I think what happened was with a lot of these, really mainly just critics,
right?
But I think what happened was is because of the execution of this movie and how real it felt.
Yes,
I think that concerned them, and I can understand where the concern came from, but you gotta have a little bit more faith in humanity, really. I mean, you kind of do. I mean, here we are. This movie was supposed to cause like all this stuff, like you said.
They were real
and the
nervous.
biggest thing it caused was memes about going down steps. That's the biggest controversy. It's the most controversial movie to have created no controversy. It's ridiculous.
No, that scene was shot amazingly, though.
Yeah. So it's just a weird movie, also, too, just to kind of sit here and describe because
That's what we've
We
been
say it's our
sitting
favorite
here.
and we say we love it, but it's also not a movie you should love because it's so disturbing in a
Right.
way.
Oh, again, we don't want to spoil too many because we could go into like all of the scenes. Like his favorite scene is the bathroom scene, but we don't want to spoil that for you. But I just did some dancing for you,
Yeah.
so
The
enjoy that.
music, the score that goes with this movie. If
It's
you,
nominated.
yes, it's nominated. It's going to win. It should win.
Should win.
But it's also the most recognizable score of the year and really of the past couple years. Like you hear this, you know what movie it's from. You hear it, you go, "That's the Joker." Like that's Joaquin Phoenix
It
is somewhere
works
dancing.
so well with it. Like
Yes.
I love the composers because they really let you. The music gets you to feel with it too. Like some movies, like music is just put in as like a filler. This movie like transports you with them through it.
Plays like a character almost.
Yes. Which was just like, yeah, I loved it. It was great.
Awesome.
I mean, we can't say enough about how amazing this movie was.
It's one of the best of the year. It's got 11 nominations. It leads the pack really.
Yes.
And
Joaquin has been so humble too.
Yeah, he's
really
such
a cool dude.
It's his time. He doesn't have an Oscar.
Right.
And he's literally one of the best actors working today.
Well, he won a Golden Globe for this and he won a BAFTA. So let's
He won a lot. He won the SAG award. He's got everything you need.
Let's get you that Oscar.
Yeah. He's got everything you need.
So
it should be his award to take.
A+ from me.
A+ here.
We are definitely saying see this movie. See it. Comment, like us, subscribe to us. We have one more movie, which is going to be our Oscar-nominated predictions.
Yeah, one more review, which is really not a review. It's just us spitting on who we think's going to win.
We might even throw something else in there, like if there was like an extra category who we think would be nominated. So stay tuned for that for maybe Friday. Mm-hmm. But thank you, as always, for watching these reviews. We seriously love making them, even though it kind of sounds like we don't really talk about a lot. We just ramble. But we love making these. We just don't want to spoil anything for you guys. But coming soon will be the new 2020 movies, so we'll be able to do a little bit more with those, I think. So, as always, comment, like, subscribe, and thank you guys so much, and on to the next.
Bye.
Bye.